Welcome back to the greatest podcast ever known to existence in CAW, Brewing a Storm. I am, of course, your host, Charles Storm. Joining me on this incredible episode number 4 is none other than the current UCW World Heavyweight Champion, Matthew Storm. Welcome, Matthew.
What's up?
So, I'm going to start off with an instantly fast, amazing question, and that's, how are you doing today?
Well, I got a can of Monster right next to me, so doing pretty good. I mean, other than that, no bullshit, so I can't really complain.
Well, if there's no bullshit, then there is nothing to complain about, so that's absolutely great.
But there will be after this podcast. I guarantee it.
Oh, there always is.
I mean, I already know like people already got a bug up their ass about Alex after he did his. So I mean, that's one of those. I mean, you can't please everybody, but with this one, I'm kind of like my main goal with me coming on your podcast is I want to try and like clear the air a little bit about because there's already like there's a handful of people in this community that have problems with me, so I kind of want to clear the air on why I think they have an issue with me, and if those issues aren't resolved, it's your loss.
All right, well, then let's get straight into the question, shall we?
Let's do it.
Like we like to ask a majority of the people who appear on this show, what is your favorite moment of your career?
Probably I would have to say, I mean, this is a no-brainer, winning the UCW championship. I mean, and this is coming from a guy who, like, I've basically, like, for lack of a better term, I've been basically, I don't want to say buried during my UCW run. I mean, like, it's one of those, I kind of was booked to basically be, like, I mean, I'm sure you can understand this, like, the guy who is fully capable of getting it done, but nobody wants to see him get it done. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then honestly, like, it felt really good to kind of finally get my hands on the belt. But I mean, you know, it's one of those with, you know, everybody has a life outside of this business. So I mean, it's a shame that like I'm not gonna have like a long, lengthy run with it. I don't even know if I was booked to have a run with it, but you know, I mean, it felt good to win it. You know, because it's something that I've wanted to do for so long. And to finally do it, despite what's going on now, you know, with Genesis Infinite, you know, I'm happy with that, and it's something I will cherish.
That's very great. Now, Alexander, we had him a couple of days ago, and we had him on the show, and he said that the only reason that you're UCW World Champion is because you've been there for so long. Is there anything you'd like to comment on that?
I mean, I kind of feel like that would have to play a hand in that, but honestly, I feel like it's just because I'm one of those guys, like, I can take a lot of shit, so it's one of those, I mean, like, and obviously, you know, like, Chase and Jose and everybody else knows, I sucked at cutting promos when we made the jump to YouTube, so rightfully so, I got made fun of for that, but I mean, like, I guess I don't want to, like, attribute it to my ability to constantly take shit, but I feel like at the same time it's just my patience. You know what I mean? Patience is a virtue, you know, and I guess I kind of got rewarded for that. But to Alex's point of me being shoved down the fans' throats, nah, man. I mean, if you really wanted to talk about getting shoved down someone's throat, you look at Roman Reigns. Okay, that guy would win basically every pay-per-view appearance he was in. Me, on the other hand, I got my ass kicked at Game Over. I lost at Civil War. And, you know, so it's just one of those. I didn't get shoved down anybody's throats. I got my ass kicked. So.
All right. So let's continue with this sort of running trend. What is your favorite CAW match? Now, this could be either your match or your favorite match that you've seen. What is your favorite CAW match?
Favorite matches I've seen would have to be I have actually a lot of them, but like favorite match that I've seen would probably have to be it's a tie between I mean, I have a lot. You want me to just like name them off?
Sure.
So like, because obviously I'm one of those, I don't like to have like a set favorite. Probably like my favorite match in terms of telling a story would have to be a tie between Black Heron versus 2TM at Famniversary 4 and Cindy Brooks versus Cassidy Brooks at UCW Game Over.
That was a great
Both
match.
of those, it was freaking amazing. I mean, the spot where I think Cassidy hit the bitch switch off the cell, that had me jumping in my seat.
That had many
Like, I'm
people jumping off of their seat.
Oh my god! Like, I saw that live. I'm just like, oh my god, these poor women. But like, I knew it. I mean, I knew like there were precautions put in place for that to happen. But still, though, like you're watching that live and you're like, oh my god, get the medics.
Yeah, it's one of the many things that made me think, yes, I would like to be a part of UCW, and I'm very sad that I was there for approximately one show on main roster, and then
And then we ended up having, and then we took our hiatus. We announced Bloodbath, and then we're just like, okay, shit, what do we do now?
like it's so fucked because like I really badly wanted to be a part of UCW. I'm very happy that I did get the opportunities I did get. But
Yeah,
like
it's just one. It's one of those. It's
one of
you
those
gotta
like
give the devil his due.
exactly. It's one of those things where it's like that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, with the BH2TM match, everybody knows I was a huge Black Heron fanboy when I started in CAW, to my detriment and to the detriment of others. But watching him versus 2TM, like, it was so well crafted. I literally envied FAM at that point for being able to tell that story so well. Like, it was like BH's Road to Redemption, like that kind of deal.
Mhm.
So, and I mean, that's why I really like that one. But for my personal favorite match to take part in, probably my co-main event with Kid Punk at Genesis 2 with the No Holds Barred match.
Ooh.
I absolutely love Punk. He's probably one of my favorite people to work with. So getting the chance to share the stage with him at Genesis 2 and be able to tell the story that we did, with my confliction over fighting a friend, I really did. My big thing with wrestling is I love to tell a story. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you do too.
Of course.
So being able to tell the story like, Punk is a broken man. Well, not really Punk, I guess I could say, like, Matthew is a broken man. Like, he doesn't want to do this, but his ends have to justify the means. Like, his vengeance is what matters, kind of deal.
Mhm.
I absolutely love that, so.
All right.
And of course, I can't forget the ending of that match where people called me a woman beater for red skying Elizabeth in front of God and everybody. I absolutely love that. Like, I'm the face, and you're giving me heat. Like, do you not like? I found like a funny irony in that, and I'm just like, of course in character, I'm just like, hey man, not my fault.
All right. So let's get on to the next sort of question. What are some of your favorite car wrestlers right now?
I would probably have to say because undeniably Punk, Colby Jordan, he's been doing really good for himself. He's in ROX now, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's even in Valor or not. But I could have sworn I saw a promo vignette for him in Valor, but I could be wrong. Who else? I like the Radical, Maxwell. Yes, Charles, you're on that list.
Yes, I'm on the list.
You just made the list.
Yes, I'm there.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody's doing good, So, who else is there? There's Cassidy Blank. Fuck. I did mention the Radical. Maxwell Verity, Heraldry, Alex, Sean Nova. Just a lot of good guys. Everybody's doing good. But the problem is just I feel like people's talents are overshadowed when drama occurs. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, people like Nova, Darren. can't wait for their match at Unite Inception. So there's that. But I mean, there's everybody in the community. Everybody can do good with what they're given, as long as you don't bitch about it.
All right. What about, let's get into some more sort of, I guess, I can't say serious, but like different topics, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, what are some of your inspirations for creating Matthew Storm?
A lot of it, I guess, really kind of, because when I first started, it was like midway through the 2K16 season. I just half-assed it. Like, I put lightning on my tights, face paint, and I just plastered it together and just basically was like, here's my cost. And I kind of went on a whole, like, rebel shtick. So I kind of, like, looked at a lot of, like, like, characters in films that were, like, they wanted to rebel. But, I mean, I've been doing this for, like, about, 4 years. So I kind of started to garner a little bit more inspiration. So a lot of it is loosely based off of, like, comic book characters alongside elements of things like I would want to do, but also at the same time like things I wouldn't do in real life. You know what I mean? I mean that's kind of like where my gimmick comes from. Like it's loosely based off of like what Undertaker did as a heel. Where he's got like that snarky attitude. Whereas like some of my face aspect, if I'm supposed to play a face, I'll kind of garner my inspiration from like Punisher a little bit, where he's just one of those like Punisher and Red Hood, like their ends justify the means, in the sense of like they will do horrible things, but they're doing it for the right reasons.
Mm.
So like if I ever get the chance to play a heel, which I am hoping to do soon, I'll probably do like a little. I'll just take like those aspects from like Punisher and Red Hood, and I'll crank it up to 1,000, and I will basically be like the most cruel bastard you could ever meet. Like I would want to be controversial. I want people to basically look at me and be like, "Oh my God, what the f is he like? Is Matt conducting a shoot, or is he like doing? Or is this like a worked shoot? You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
I kind of want to like draw the the line, so to say.
All right. Well then, what are some of the Claw inspirations? Was there anybody who really, like, not even in Claw, but like in regular wrestlers who were like, yes, I would like to base Matthew Storm off of this, like when you were originally creating him?
Probably I would say like Jeff Hardy in terms of the face paint and a bit of like the aerial aspects of his moveset. But I also wanted to like garner like the brutality of like the brutality of Chris Benoit, the Undertaker, like the Revival. Basically, just any like hard-hitting bruiser that you could like find on the independent scene. Like even like a little bit of John Moxley in the instance. Like he could lose a lot of blood and he'll still get back up on his feet and basically be like, "All right, I'm still standing," So.
All right. Well, how about this amazing question? How about now? As many of the fans know, you have this sort of love-hate relationship with XPW.
Yeah.
Do you mind elaborating on that for the fans?
So, I mean, obviously, like for those, I mean, I remember listening to Alex's podcast where he didn't want to like be this sort of dummy champion. You know what I mean? Like you get put in a feud with fucking Duncan Welker, and you're basically like, okay, I'm being booked like an idiot against another idiot. Like, what the fuck is wrong with it? Like, you get, like, I'm sure, like, because I myself had the feud with Duncan in UCW after he cost me a UCW title shot. And, like, Duncan's immaturity over the years, I guess, is kind of shown. I mean, you know it probably just about as well as anybody. But, I mean, it's just one of those. Like, it's just, like, sometimes, like, RW, like, I got nothing against RW as a person. But as a booker, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you've been in XPW for a while, right?
A little bit. Not too long, but not too short.
Okay, so, like, and I'll take you on, like, a little bit of trip down memory lane before you joined, I guess, like, Instagram Caw. I was in XPW, like, for a little bit, Like I was booked to win the United States Championship like right out of the gate, but I didn't know what I was doing, so I thought I could just go company hopping like it was nobody else's business. People bullied me for it, and then I took a hiatus. Then I came back, won the World Heavyweight Championship. Then I lost it like a month later to some guy named Keith Six, which I thought was just I didn't really like that, but I dealt with it. And then I was booked to once again feud with Andreas Porter. That's that guy's name, but nobody really knows who he is anymore. So there was that. Then this is the part where the story actually gets really good. It was the 4th of July, and the pay-per-view, I think it was called Best in the World. I don't know if it was called like Best in the World or something like that. All I know is that the tagline was that there's a danger in the sky, because Rashad booked himself to face Chris Danger. You kind of starting to see where I'm going at with this?
Yeah.
And like RW said that he claimed that he knew Danger personally, which I'm not even like, I wasn't even in call long enough. I'm like, that seems a bit over exaggerated. And like a handful of people that I knew from this other company called World Superior Championship Wrestling, WSCW, even they were like, yeah, this makes no sense. So I think it was called Best in the World. So that happens. My match doesn't occur on the first day because it started on July 3rd, but he didn't end up finishing it. So then we were going to continue on the 4th. So the match with Danger happens, and Rashad just buried the hell out of Danger. Like, it was so bad. So a bunch of the guys, I think Liam Sacramento was the one who created the joke. Like Rashad buried Chris Danger. We need to find him. So, and this is definitely part of it is my fault, in the sense that I kind of took the joke a little too far. So I was like posting on Instagram like doctored Twitter screenshots. I'm like, someone find Chris Danger. He's missing. You know, like, I'm sure you know. I was playing along with the joke. Rashad didn't like that, so he ended up firing me for basically making a joke out of his match. As a result of that, I didn't end up facing Andreas, and that was my second firing from XPW. So then, like, oh yeah, there's more. This is pretty long. So he brings me back for a third time. I win the World Heavyweight title back again, and then I think at it was XPW Ground Zero. This was, like I said, this. Now we're in like the 2K17 season. So I'm booked to face Andreas at Ground Zero, and I lose. And I was a little bit heated by this because I'm like, I've basically just been like, I've literally been like on top of the world. Like, I am feuding with Brian the Brain, and then you book me to lose against this guy. So I kind of let that slide. Then I'm trying to think of like what else happened. I literally can't even remember. I think there was a deal at Triple Mania where I was Triple Mania 2, where I was booked to face Chase Dunn, but then I told Rashad that I was leaving XPW to try and do other things, so he jobbed me out to Chase. And let me just preface this, ladies and gentlemen. I love Chase. He's a fantastic dude and a great booker. Plugging Call Pro Network's The Great War. So go check that out when that comes out. And I mean, Wild Card was fantastic. So there's also that. But I was jobbed out to Chase on my last night in XPW again. People flipped their shit, and then Rashad went dark for like 5 months, give or take. So then he comes back again. And when he came back again, basically what ended up happening was that like XPW made its other return. And you were around when this happened. Like, Alex became heavyweight champion. Punk became world champion. And, you know, there was that whole deal. Like, what did I do? I cost Duncan the match. And I basically helped Alex win because that was like my eye for an eye for Duncan costing me the world title in UCW. Then we made another return. where it was me versus Andreas again for best in the world. I once again got booked to lose. So basically by this point, like in XPW, like I look like an idiot. Like I'm constantly losing to one guy, and like I feel like Rashad was showing favoritism to his friends with his booking. Like Punk, obviously, like Punk deserved the world championship. There's no disputing that. But like, why are you taking a guy who has basically been like the person to like basically stay through all of the bullshit, and you're making him lose to a nobody? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that? You know what I mean? So it just didn't make any sense. And now Rashad's gone dark again. So I don't know. It's just weird.
Very, very weird. Is there anything else Is there anything else? Seems like there's a lot about XPW.
I honestly, like, I mean, I'm sure like other people who come on here, like Alex aired his gripes about it. I just did, and like for me, like none of it really just made any sense. Like,
so what I'm hearing is that there's no real storylines in XPW. It's just like good matches.
Basically, like you just putting matches together for the sake of putting matches together.
It's like ROH.
It's kind of like what happened. Kind of, but like I mean, I feel like ROH is good enough at telling a story.
I haven't seen an ROH story in a long time, so couldn't tell you.
Other than what they do with the Bullet Club, so. But I mean, with that, like it was just like. It was kind of basically like what happened at Super Showdown. Like, none of the booking just made any sense, and when you really think about it, you're just like, oh my god, like, what have we done? You know what I mean? So, it just didn't make sense. Like, I'm grateful for RW for basically giving me a platform to start my career, but, like, I mean, just the aftermath, like, looking back on it, I'm just like, ugh. No thanks.
Understandable. So, let's shift gears a little bit. How about we talk about WASW? You were, of course, a champion in that promotion when they did still have men. So,
yeah, light heavyweight champion.
Light heavyweight champion. So, is there anything you'd like to sort of comment on that about WASW? Maybe you'd like to air your gripes about the company.
Honestly, like I have no gripes about WASW. I mean, I really do respect Wallace, like, for his creative talents, like with I mean, you were there, so you know, like, how, like, very, very good he was at making, like, match cards, you know, video cards, the whole deal. But I mean, I kind of felt like it was just a case, like, where, like, you get in and you win a championship, like it's like a consolation prize kind of deal. But I mean, I had no problem with that, you know. I mean, it was just like, if it was just a way to keep me interested, I was interested. So, I mean, I liked it for the time that I was there. But when people were talking about a possible company war, you know, UCW versus WASW, I'm like, and for those of you who know me and who have been around here as long as me, you'll probably remember, like, the whole UCW versus WSCW rivalry. But I didn't. You know what I'm talking. I think. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't?
No.
Oh no. Chase knows they could probably tell you all about that. I don't want to get into that. That's like
no,
a
man,
oh my god.
We're not allowed to talk about Chase. We got a cease and desist letter from him yesterday.
Oh jeez.
He was like, "Do not mention my name on the podcast." I was like, "Chase, I'm gonna mention it on the next podcast." He's like, "Do it, and we're gonna take on the podcast." What have you done, Matt? The whole podcast is gonna go down now.
Oh god, like we're gonna get like our Spotify membership taken away.
God damn it! What the fuck have you done?
Oh my god. Oh man, but I did not want to, like, I basically when people were talking like, let's do UCW versus WASW, I'm just like, oh my god, not again. So then when basically someone, I think it was Brian who set the rule, like, you gotta pick, you know. So I'm just like I highly respect you for what like I said. I really respect and admire Wallace for his creative talents, but, like, honestly, I kind of, like, looking back, like, would I go back to WASW? Probably, because, I mean, it gave me a little bit more leeway. with my
Would I?
creative
Would I?
talents?
Probably, because UCW is ending, so I have nowhere to go.
I mean, I've been looking around on Twitter,
Don't lie to
for a
me
little
now.
bit, you know.
Don't lie to me. I know your trick, Matthew.
What trick are you talking about here?
Would I go back to WASW? Yeah, probably. Because UCW is ending and I have nowhere else to fucking go. Maybe. Like, I know your trick, Matthew. Don't try to bullshit me. You're trying to be nice, so that way you could be like, hey, Wallace.
I told you when I was coming on here, like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, if I had the chance to go back, like, if things were different, like, if nobody was suggesting like a WWE versus WCW rerun, like, I would do it. But given the circumstances, I'm just like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, like, things are obviously different now. I don't know if he'll ever bring the men's division back, so.
I feel
But, I
bad
mean,
for all
more
the people who were like, yeah, we're going to stick with WASW. And then a week later, yeah, no, we're not going to have men anymore. Like, that fucking hurts. I can imagine that.
Like, you'd be pissed. Like, imagine, like, you're holding, like, one of the top championships, and then you get the message, like, oh, yeah, we don't have a men's division anymore.
No,
like,
but not even that. But, like, imagine if, like, I'm glad that I picked UCW because I would be absolutely pissed.
Yeah.
I remember Rob K-Man, he was like, I'm gonna stick with WASW, and then the fucking division ended. Like, oh my god, like
you would be pissed. Like, you're basically out of a job at that point.
Of course, who wouldn't be pissed? Like, you'd have nothing left.
Like, yeah, I'm glad I went back to UCW, won the world title. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I jumped ship because I don't know what the hell I would have done after I lost the belt to Alex.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just one of those. I mean, I kind of go about things like, you know, certain things happen for a reason, so I can't really complain about my time there. And, you know, more power to the women that are in WASW, like, you know, Andy, you know, Tiffany Von Karen, Cassidy, like all those like talented women that are in this community. More power to them. So for what WASW's got going on, mazel tov to them.
All right. Let's jump ship. Let's jump ship like how we did many, many times ago and start talking about UCW, shall we?
Oh, hell yeah.
So, you, of course, are the current UCW World Heavyweight Champion. Now, can you explain... Now, obviously, you've had this incredible run in UCW. You've had incredible moments in it. Is there any sort of thing you want to say about your journey there to the main title of UCW?
It was tough. It was tough, Chief. But honestly, like, when I came to UCW, it feels like I grew up there, you know? Like, when I got there, I was a young, dumb kid who did not know how to cut a promo to save my life. And, so that kind of was like, it was just a case where, like I mentioned earlier, I started out there as a dumb kid, and I've basically kind of grown up there. Like, I now know how to cut proper mic work. I know how to create good attires without stealing shit off of community creations. I basically, like, I now know what I'm doing. I completely, like, I owe Brian my life in CAW at this point, alongside a handful of other people, because it gave me a platform to fully express my creativity and to grow from being a nobody to becoming a somebody in this industry.
All right. Is there anything else you want to sort of say about your run? Because obviously you were basically seen as sort of the opposition to Brian the Brain and the Carter sort of empire on UCW. Is there anything that you sort of thought maybe held you back in that aspect? Maybe did you think that booking potentially held you back?
I kind of felt like I kind of looked at it from a scenario of, like, Brian knew what he was doing. Like, we were gonna have this long, drawn out story. Like, I didn't know if it was gonna be, like, specifically as long as it has been, because we started at lockdown. Oh fuck, what was that? That was like May of 2017, I think. May of 2017 or 2016. I can't remember. But that was basically where it started, where Elizabeth came in, did the spider walk, put me out on my face, and then Aaron won the title. So I guess that kind of, I felt like, started the trope. And it's probably part of it's my fault because I could not cut a promo to save my life. Like, I accused Elizabeth of doing this. I brought out old names like this guy Bones that we had. Like, I did that, and I was just like very, very foul-mouthed in my promos, which probably didn't help my case. But I mean, in a way, I feel like it kind of made my journey a little bit better because I grew into becoming someone better as I went along.
So we like to ask many people on the show, what are your opinions on some of the UCW guys? If you don't mind, I'll just go down the list, same as Alexander, and you can sort of give me just your quick two-piece sort of opinions on them.
You want to? How about this? Do you want to just like name off like a certain superstar, and then I can give you my opinion?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
How about Alexander Henry?
Alex is he's a good dude. I mean, I heard his podcast, and I know he was shooting on me a lot, and let me just preface this. My match with him at WASW, you say it was a shoot, but I was teaching you a lesson in respect, my friend. You don't mention my family and expect to get a free pass. And if you want to go out here and you want to go out there and cry about like saying like I legitimately beat the shit out of you, then maybe you shouldn't be in this business. Because that's basically what you got. And if you didn't want to put up a fight, then what the hell are you doing? You know, but either way, I still hold a level of respect for Alex, and good luck to him in his match at Genesis Infinite with Lito.
Dang. How about Brian the Brain Carter?
He's your oldest friends are the greatest rivals. So that's kind of where that goes along. But for Genesis Infinite, I'm gonna kill him.
That was very ballsy. Very, very ballsy statement. Because you never know.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
We've seen Brian and the Carters screw you over time and time again, and who knows, maybe it'll end like that. Maybe that's how we'll see.
No,
Genesis
I got friends of my own. You know, well, let's just. I mean, it's kind of a bit of a cliche to say like, "Oh yeah, I got paid mercenaries." Like, I'm not saying that.
Well, I don't want to be that guy, but like, honestly, who do you have left, Matt? Rashad's gone. David showed his true colors, and then who's left?
Fuck David.
Kid Punk. No, don't get me wrong.
I feel like
Punk is good. But
Punk goes where the money. I don't want to badmouth Punk because he's like my best friend. I mean, it's like Punk probably goes wherever the gold follows. You know what I mean? Like if he's promised gold, he'll take it. And I mean, if put in the same position, I'd probably do the same thing, but I wouldn't like hit my best mate with a GTS at Destiny. Fucker cut me open.
That is quite fair. Quite fair. All right. Chase Dunn. Oh wait, shit. Fuck. Fuck.
Oh God. We're gonna get another cease and desist.
We're gonna get multiple.
I'm gonna get fired for this. Like, what the hell?
God damn it, man. I'm so sorry.
Nah, you're good. It's whatever. But Chase, good dude. He's bald. Or is he no longer bald?
He's bald. I don't think he's bald anymore.
Well, hang on. Let me pull up my phone. Oh yeah, he's actually growing his hair out again. Oh yeah, so at least he's no longer bald, but I kind of did get a kick out of that whole Legion shtick he did, like where it looked like an anonymous offshoot. I mean, I liked it. I even liked the theme music he planned on using, plugging Nightwings 3 with the Legion's anthem. Good shit. Quoting, and I'm gonna have to quote Vince McMahon here, where Moxie was just like, "It's such good shit."
All right.
Well, for real, whatever. You could give Chase anything. I guarantee you he'll probably make something work with it. It's probably why his God of Headlocks thing is pretty freaking over right now.
All right. How about Colby Jordan?
Colby is he's a talented son of a gun. And I'll admit it, I envy Colby's talent. I seriously do. Like, that guy is probably like one of the most, if not the most talented guy I think we have in UCW in terms of like his work with Photoshop. Like, I'm pretty sure like all his tights are all custom, his tats are custom, and that God of Thunder thing, like, that is just brilliant. Like, I seriously envy that. Like, he's basically taken that thing to heights that I didn't think could be taken to before. So, mazel tov to Colby.
All right. Who else? Havoc.
Haven't talked to Havoc in a while. Miss that guy, but I mean, like, for all the controversy that surrounds him, like, I have not had a bad experience with him. So I can't really say anything negative about Havoc. I mean, I honestly feel like he could have. I feel like if you gave him a run with like a hardcore title or maybe the United States title, he'd make something out of it. I mean, Havoc's like I said, from my experiences with him, he's a really good dude. So I don't understand like why everybody like constantly gives him shit, but I can't really say anything bad about him.
All right. Elias DeMarco.
The trash man.
The
I'll believe it at
trash
that.
man.
He is a funny dude. Like, I mean, like, I remember, I think he made a joke about it, like, when he had that whole face paint thing in WXIW. He's like, you remember when I used to take Kaw seriously? I mean, that guy, he's a good dude. I can't say anything bad about Elias. I mean, honestly, like, I can't really say anything bad about anybody unless they give me a good reason to.
Oh, all right. Well, then let's do that right now. Fuck you, Matt. All right. Now, what are your opinions on Charles Storm?
Oh God, I should have had our. It was kind of like our wild. I really did want our wild card match to get aired, but what are you gonna do? I mean, honestly, like when I look back, that was like my first taste of Sim, so I probably wasn't as good as I could have been, but got nothing negative to say.
What are you saying, man? It did get aired. YouTube.com/Charles Storm.
Well, yeah, it did, but like not like on the actual wild card broadcast.
Fuck them. Fuck them all.
Oh, jeez.
Kid Punk.
I've already said what I need to say about Punk. Great dude. Put him over.
Jack Blake.
Jack Blake. Huh. I don't know. I honestly don't know what he's been doing, but I mean,
Nothing.
Any UCW original remembers his first night in the company, Colby he literally tore him apart. I mean, he's gotten better with what he has, but I feel like he just needs to do more. Like, he needs to actually get better just a little bit more. But I mean, I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's been doing.
Y'all are talking about Rashad leaving. I'm over here like Jack Blake hasn't spoken since last year.
Damn.
Last post was 2018.
Wow.
Gone.
He basically probably just dropped off after we thought UCW was going away with Final Hour.
Yeah. How about the chess club?
Who the fuck is the chess club?
Oh, chess club feels hurt. How about TJR?
TJR is reliable. I mean, I feel like you could put him in the ring with anybody, and he'll give you something good. I mean, I love what he's doing right now with Sphinx as the South Egypt. It basically revitalized his career, in my opinion. I mean, he was pretty well known in UCW with what he had, but he just got better with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about the Rebel Society?
Oh, I love Wayne. I mean, I don't think anybody in UCW has a bad thing to say about Wayne. The guy is immensely talented. He beat my ass on UFC more than a handful of times. He basically was the reason why I got into the whole UFC thing when that was really popular. But yeah, I can't really say anything negative about Wayne. Big Time Jake, on the other hand, I don't know what he's been doing lately, but I mean, he's all right. I don't talk to him a lot.
I have no clue where Wayne has gone, and it's quite sad, at least for Kaw.
No, Wayne's still around.
Really, I haven't seen his Instagram in a while, but last time I saw, he hasn't posted anything.
He's in the UCW chat. Let me actually take a look.
Because I
Well, I
didn't
don't know
see
what.
him.
I don't see him. I don't see him in here.
See?
Yeah, I wonder where he went.
It's not one of those UCW guys that just dipped. David Blake.
You can roll. David is again. David is reliable.
Oh my
I just
god.
don't like his
Oh my
I just
god.
don't
You,
like him.
you fucking lit up as soon as I said that. It was like David Blake. David Blake is a god. Like, I heard that. Oh
didn't
my
say that.
god. Well, you didn't say
I'm
that,
tripping
but
on my words.
you
But
didn't say that. You said that he was very reliable, but like you fucking
I
sped
raised my
towards that.
voice. Yeah,
David Blake is reliable.
I trip on my words a lot. That's my fault. But I mean, you can rely on him for a good feud. I guess my whole deal is I don't like his constant gimmick changing.
Ah. That's all I can
that's
say
not a
on
knock.
that.
That's not a knock on David. I mean, he's doing really good for himself right now. But I mean, that's probably just my only issue. Like, find a gimmick. You gotta find a gimmick and stick with it. I mean, I'm not too good on that myself, but like where I was like bouncing between like a Rebel and an Antichrist, and I finally found my my deal as the Dark Prince. So.
How about
I kind of feel like we've been talking a little too much about UCW people.
well, it's the questions that the remaining questions are like really short, so they'll go by really quick. So we'll rapid
I got
fire
you.
the last couple ones, okay?
God, let's do it.
All right, Lido Deck.
Oh man, Mr. Lido Deck. I was his first feud when he came to UCW, and he completely beat the shit out of me in at Holiday Havoc. I mean, I don't have I don't have a quarrel with Lido. I mean,
I do.
he's definitely got some. Oh, what? All right, what do you got with him?
Fuck that, man. I don't want to
Jeez.
get into it. If I did that, it would be the remainder of our time. Fuck that, man.
Jesus. I mean, like, I just kind of feel like Lido, like, he's a bit little, for me, like, I feel like he's a little too harsh on me. I mean, I'm fine with constructive criticism, but, like, come on, man, like, give a guy a chance. You know, I've seen his work with PWR, and I am genuinely interested.
All right.
Plus, I want payback for my loss at Holiday Havoc, you bastard.
Fuck PWR. DJ Black.
Oh man, me and him have gotten into a lot of shit over our years in this business. But DJ, I think I can honestly say, like, he's probably another one of my favorite people to work with, in terms of, like, especially like, and he knows this, like, our comment wars on Instagram and Twitter. Like, I mean, I feel like if we were given the chance to, like, have like a very high profile feud, you know, like if, you know, maybe if DJ was the heel or if I was the heel, we could bring up like a lot of good stuff. But, you know, if I possibly get signed to PWR, I might get that chance, but who knows? I just really like working with DJ.
All right. Let's rapid fire these next ones, okay? Like quick, okay?
Gotcha, man.
Tyler Wolf.
Good dude. I like his gimmick.
All right. Romano.
He's good. I don't know what the hell he's doing now. With, like, he's posting a lot of cryptic shit, but he's good. I like his creativity.
Jose Carter.
Funny ass dude.
All right.
He's fucking hilarious, man. And for all the good reasons, you know.
Final two. Aaron Slade.
A legend. An absolute fucking legend.
All right. And last but not least, the American heel Charles Storm.
Why you gotta I already gave you my opinion, bro. Why you gotta plug yourself?
You're walking on something fucking ice.
I'm walking on broken glass right now.
You're walking on broken glass. Make sure not to cut yourself, bitch.
Hard.
Alright. But like, you just gave your opinion on a wild card match. You didn't even give me an actual opinion on me and my creativity. I see how it is.
I
Fuck
mean,
you,
you
Matt.
know me. We shoot the shit a lot. So, I mean, like you
Fuck
know
you,
me.
Matt.
You know me. I know
Fuck
you.
you.
So it's
Fuck you.
oh god.
Look what you've caused. Alright. We have a couple more questions here. We're gonna try to rapid fire them, so like try to just keep them sort of short and contained, if
I
that makes
gotcha.
sense.
Yeah.
So what are your opinions on UCW ending?
Sad, but you know, let's go out with a bang. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody in this community obviously like has a life. Like Brian, like I know Brian, like he wants to become a wrestler. I know Havoc is a wrestler. So, but if people want to pursue like their passions outside of this industry, then let them. But let's all go out with a bang. You know, let's give people a reason to remember UCW.
That's very, very interesting. That's the way to see it. Final three questions, and that's number one is you were once in a promotion called NRGW, correct?
Yeah. Oh
Now,
God.
why did you leave this promotion?
I don't really want to get too in depth about it, but this is like this on like hearing NRGW, I'm just like, oh no. So basically, to give you the long and short of it, I like right when I got fired from XPW, I contacted them. I'm like, hey, like, you guys taking wrestlers? So I had one match in 2K16. Then like right around the time I started getting hot with my feud with Brian and the Carter regime, it was more Elizabeth to be honest. But right when I was starting to get pretty freaking hot, I got booked and I won their Civil War Battle Royal, meaning that whoever won could challenge for the world title on their respective brand. Current champion at the time was this guy named Ego Panic. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he was in the Stars of Tomorrow tournament, but shame we never got to see that, finish up. So I was booked to face Ego Panic at Megavolt, which was like their WrestleMania. I was also feuding with Rick Nero because I cost him the belt as like my shock return. This is where things kind of started going downhill. I didn't have a problem with Riss. I just didn't like the way I was being booked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And basically what happened was that we fought at NRGW Rebellion, and then like right as I'm about to get the win, this Colby Jordan-looking motherfucker in black pants and this basic mask, I think his name was Valak, comes out, chokeslams me through a table, and costs me the match. I get wind of this, and I'm pretty freaking heated. I'm like, I honestly, I wanted to like freaking send that guy a voice message. I'm like, this basic looking bitch just cost me the match. Now I'm the one who looks stupid. Riss is now in a match that I earned. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this? So then the guy told me, he's like, don't worry, you will face Valak. And I'm just like, I better be fucking going over. So I did. I beat him on an episode of Rivals in a hardcore match, which was basically like I buried him with this guy's occasional comeback, which literally made no sense. So fast forward to Megavolt. I get ready to come out, and this Valak motherfucker comes out and attacks me again. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Excuse me. So that happened. I got put through another table, and I'm basically out for like almost the entire match. And then I come out, and I come in and I clean house. Like I, hit Red Sky on Ego. I think I hit Riss with a GTS. And then I'm basically like, everybody's down. Everybody's beat. I roll out the ring, and then Dustin Gerard fucking comes in and puts Ego on top of Riss, and Ego retains the belt. And like honestly, it just boggles my mind how I wasn't configured into their plans to win that main event because I was white fucking hot. And, they just basically, they brought in some basic dumbass to come in and squash it. Honestly, looking back, it didn't make any sense then. It doesn't make any sense now. And I don't know if someone had an agenda with me, which was why I didn't go over, but I have no fond memories of working with NRGW. And basically what happened was that for 2K18 when they asked for my call, I just lied to them. I'm just basically like, oh yeah, I'll upload it soon. Never did. I never messaged them back. Never again. It's just done.
All right. So, as many fans know, we're gonna go. I'm assuming this will be another quite long one, but hopefully let's try to keep it short.
Yeah.
There is a lot of rumors that a lot of the members of the community hate you. Can you elaborate on this?
I wouldn't really say a lot of people hate me. I guess people just hate me for some of the things that people have taken things that I've said and they've twisted it wrong. I don't want to name drop anybody, but
Name
I'm
drop
sure
people.
you saw the post that freaking Celeste Moda made, where she basically just took a call of mine off of Community Creations and hit me with a Samoan drop. Honestly, and she basically just I gave you respect and you spit right back in my face. Honestly, and I'll just admit this now. I've never really cared for the way she was booked in UCW, and you've seen it. Cindy Brooks, Cassidy Brooks, Colby's girlfriend Eden, alongside many others, I supported the shit out of them. I even sometimes when Eden would have matches, I'd be in the live chat and I'd be like #push Eden, because she deserved it. You know what I mean? But constantly I feel that some people developed this entitlement that I absolutely just did not like, and that's probably what drove me away from some of these people. I know Cabrina doesn't like me. I don't know about anybody else, but all I can say is that there's a handful of people I don't talk to. It's probably because I've said a lot of nasty things about people that they like. Right, it was probably around that whole craze, when Naomi was getting her push. I'm like, yeah, she's not that good. People obviously didn't like that, so they obviously probably took shots at me, and when I probably made fun of them for some of the things that they did, probably it was probably around the time where everybody was going ape shit about that RP drama. I'm sure you remember that. I feel I just ousted. I made my opinion clear that I'm just this RP shit's just dumb. You people are sick, and people probably don't want to talk to me again for that. I'm fine with it.
All right. Now, we are running out of time, Mr. Matthew. So, we like to talk to everyone at the end, you've had a very extensive career inside of UCW, outside of UCW. So, the question now is, what's next for Matthew Storm?
You never know where I'm going to be. You never know what I'm going to do. But keep your guys' eyes open on Twitter. I'm looking around, looking for new promotions. Been signed by a couple, but I'm not exactly going to explicitly state where. But one thing you need to know about Matthew Storm is that you never know where I am. You never know what I'm going to do next. Dark Prince is always unpredictable. So just if that's the way it's got to be, that's how it's got to be.
All right. Well, thank you, Matthew, for joining me on my show and for this podcast.
Thank you for having me. It was awesome. How long did we go?
Well, it's not done yet, but we have been going for almost 24 minutes, so around the same time as the other people. So, thank you for joining me on the show here tonight, Matthew. Hopefully one day we'll get you back on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for showing up. And thank you all for listening to episode 4 of Brewing a Storm. I have been Charles Storm. That has been Matthew Storm. And goodbye.
Peace.